So today I'm going to be talking about steady state cardio and HIIT training cardio. Which one's the best to do for burning fat, building muscle? What's the best one? Which one should you do? We're going to get into that. Steady state cardio. What is steady state cardio? Steady state cardio is just what you're doing for a longer period of time. Thinking about your car driving on the highway. Where's it going to go? It's going steady, it's going along, and it's kind of maximizing the fuel that it has, the gas. It's going to maximize that. So think of that when you're doing steady state cardio. You want to keep your heart rate between about 55% if you're a beginner, and it can go all the way up to 80% if you're kind of an advanced steady state cardio person. They can get their heart rate all the way up there, and when I say 55 and 80%, what that means is a percentage of your max heart rate. Best way to calculate your max heart rate is going to be 220 minus your age. That's going to be the best way. There's multiple ways to do it. There's all these crazy formulas out there, but the best way, easiest way for you to do it, starting out, 220 minus your age. Now, the other thing that steady state cardio does is it keeps you below what we call your lactate and your ventilatory threshold. So what that is it basically means that you can work out longer and with like more duration and kind of at a steady state pace. I know that sounds like, oh, that's the title of it, Justin, but that's really what it is. You can do it for a longer period of time without lactic acid building up in your muscles to where you can't even move anymore. You gotta stop. You know that feeling when you're working out, you're pushing it hard, and the lactic acid just overcomes you and you can't even move? Well, with steady state, you're working at a lower intensity to where you're not building up that lactic acid. Another great thing about steady state cardio is it teaches your body to use fat as fuel. So whenever you're working out and you're doing the steady state cardio, your body is actually using what we call aerobic metabolism. And what that is it's basically the best use of fat for your body. It's kind of like whenever you're resting. Whenever you're resting like this, I'm burning more fat than anything else. It's when you start going into higher intensities, your body starts using what we call glycogen, which I'll do a whole nother video about that, but glycogen, it's just a stored form of carbohydrate. And compared to HIIT training, it gives you less tax on your nervous system. So with you doing HIIT training, think of it high intensity. You're doing really hard stuff. So you're not going to be able to do that very long. There's going to be a lot more damage, which we'll get into HIIT training in a second, but steady state, less taxing on your system, so you're able to do it for longer durations. Kind of the caveat there is you're more prone to repetitive stress. So if you're doing something for a really, really long period of time at steady state for like 60 minutes or something, and you're doing that 5 days a week, you're going to get kind of repetitive stress on your body. So HIIT training. HIIT training is a lot more intense. It's kind of like you're doing, maybe it's 30 seconds of high intensity followed by about a minute of low intensity. But so you're combining the two different intensities. So you're going high and then you're going low. That's the difference. So with steady state, you're staying one tempo the entire time. That's it. Say you're going, I don't know, 4 miles per hour. You're going 4 miles an hour the whole time. I mean, with HIIT training, think of that like there's a lot of traffic, so you're trying to weave in and out the neighborhood. Like you're having to stop at these stop signs, take a left, then take a right, and then stop at that, and then there's kids crossing the street. It's like a lot of stop and go. But at the same time, what uses more gas? Going through the neighborhood, you're wasting a lot of gas. Well, we call it wasting gas, but working out, you're wasting fat, which who considers that a bad thing? Now with this intensity, you're going to be working out at 85% or higher of your maximum heart rate. So again, 220 minus your age, that gets your max heart rate. You take 85% of that or higher. So that's going to be during your high intensity segment. Your low intensity, that's meant for like active recovery. You're just going to be bringing the heart rate down from what it was at before. Remember we talked about lactic threshold and ventilatory threshold? Now with this one, you're going to be working at or above your lactic threshold. Now, that may seem like crazy, like, oh man, I can't do that. That's gonna hurt so much. But in reality, it helps your body produce more of the hormones that help you build muscle and burn fat. So working out at those intensities have their place. If you're doing HIIT training, that's one of the major benefits, and why people even do HIIT training is because it does increase those hormones, which everybody needs more of. Muscle building hormones, fat burning hormones. I mean, those are just the healthy hormones to have. And then the last great thing about HIIT training cardio is it increases your EPOC. Now what that is exercise post oxygen consumption. Just a crazy way, long way, EPOC, weird word. You're gonna be burning more calories after you work out than doing steady state cardio. So steady state cardio, your body uses a lot more fat as fuel during the workout. The HIIT training, you're doing the EPOC. So EPOC, after you work out, your body is gonna be basically burning calories because it has to consume more oxygen to like basically catch up to the high levels of exercise that you were at before. You're not only burning a lot of calories in like 20 minutes or so, but you're burning more calories after you're done. There you have it. Those are the benefits and advantages, disadvantages of doing HIIT training and steady state. Now, which one comes out ahead? The answer we've all been waiting for. HIIT training is the best thing to do. Steady state training is the best thing to do. But in my opinion, you need both. I think you need to do a good amount of HIIT training, not overdo it. You can't be doing HIIT training like 4 days a week. That's insane. You're gonna be, if you can do it 4 days a week, you're not really doing HIIT training. And then you're looking at steady state cardio. You need to somehow work that into your system or into your workout routine, maybe 3 to 4 days a week. You can do that more frequently. So I'd say a good amount would be doing about 3 to 4 days a week of steady state cardio and then doing like maybe 2 days a week of HIIT training. I think a lot of people could get a lot of benefit from doing that. That's my 2 cents, and we'll catch you next time.